Right here we are at the lighting test gazebo, and on the right side I have the old lantern at full brightness, and on the left side is the new lantern at full brightness, and you can see the light extends out a little bit farther into the lawn on the left hand side. Hi, it's Fern Bark, and this is a review of the new Ryobi lantern. Part of their OnePlus system. We'll use any of the OnePlus batteries, just like every other OnePlus tool in the lineup. I got the P103s in here right now. I'm just using these because I got two of these, so just to make everything the same. This is the new model right here. This is the old one that's been out for quite some time. I've had this for over a year, so I'm pretty familiar with this guy right here. And I got a chance to try this one out right here. There's a few design changes. The first off, you're going to notice there's no handle on the top. It comes with this hook. And then another big change is on the side. There's this plastic piece that goes up the side. The reason that plastic piece exists is that the new lantern has the light at the top and it shines down onto the reflective plate. This one has the light on the bottom and it shines up at the top and reflects out. Okay, here we are in my messy garage. I got the light on high right now, and right here is 5 feet away from the light to give you kind of some idea. It's not overly bright. I mean, it's bright enough if I was looking for a tool I could find that tool, but it's not really a task light. It's more of just an area light. And let's try it on low, if I can find the button. That's what it looks like on low. Units is going to be the on-off button. Well, that and the power. This is 3 watts at high. This is 1 watt at high, so quite a bit brighter. The old unit has a nice big button that's really easy to turn on and off. It's really easy to find when you're in the dark. You can just slide your hand on the unit, and it doesn't matter if you're left or right side. You can find this button right away, and it's real easy to turn on. This guy, I'm not so much a fan of this button. For one thing, the button is the same color as this block right here, so in low light it's a little harder to see. This one you could spot real easily. Also, this is smaller, and it's almost flush with the unit, so I mean you can feel it, but it's not quite the same tactile feel to turn it on and off. Also, I don't know, I just don't care for it as much. This is a nicer button. You can just tell right away if you've engaged it or not. So just for fun, I hung it up in the air. You can see, well, I don't know if it's any better or not. It's actually better. It shines down better, so I can see things on the workbench better than I could before. Let's try it on low here, if I can find the button. Low's pretty low. One feature that this does come with that the old lantern didn't have is a USB charger. This is a 1 amp charger. It would be much nicer if it was a 2 amp, but it'll still get the job done at 1. The other thing that makes this light a little bit different is I've noticed that this side piece really affects the lighting. It casts a big shadow, obviously out of both sides. The other lantern had a clear globe all the way around because it didn't have the light at the top, and you get really a much better 360 degree amount of light. And now we have the new lantern on low brightness and the old lantern on high brightness, and you can see they're pretty similar. Another thing that I'm not really crazy about is this hook right here. This handle is really nice for carrying around. You can tell it's pretty grubby. I carry this a lot of places. This is not good for carrying, and that hook is so small. I don't know what you're going to hang it on. If I want to hang it, I'll probably have to get a S hook and hook it on there, so I got something with a big enough loop to it that I can hang it up. And this feels pretty flimsy right here. I don't think it's going to break because it'll spin, but it's just not really anything to grab onto. And now both lanterns are on low brightness. The old style lantern, you really don't get very much usable light out of it. Both these lanterns are actually really good for camping. The older lantern on low setting actually is pretty decent for you can leave it on all night, and if you got to crawl out of your tent or camp or whatever and walk around, it gives you just enough light to see where you're going without stumbling on stuff. Battery time on both of these are fantastic though. And here again are both lanterns on bright on top of the hot tub there. You actually get quite a bit more light. You can see the grass is quite brighter on the left hand side with the new lantern. You might be saying, Fernbark, why would I want one of these? Basically, if you already have the Ryobi, holy moly, battery system, this is a super handy light to have. I guarantee you there's a bunch of people on the East Coast right now, right after Hurricane Matthew, that wishes they had a LED lantern that lasted 48 hours so they could see what they were doing at night. The other thing is, if you go camping, this is a great camping lantern. I have, obviously, the other one that I've been using for a year. It's really nice at night. You can let it run all night if you want to. You get up, you walk around, you're not stumbling on stuff. Great camping lantern. Not good for, I don't even know if this is bright enough to play cards with. Well, probably a 3, at the full 3 watts it is. The other one's pretty dim. Probably not good for reading out of, just not that kind of light. But definitely good for seeing your way around a room and not stumbling on stuff.